what the huge news is. I'm very excited to put this together for everyone that has responded to my team and I. A couple weeks ago, we asked, what do you want from Dr. Alisa? What would you like to hear? And also, in addition, I'm constantly asked, well, Dr. Alisa, you've gone through so many things in your life. How did you manage to come up and out from that? And how do you, in a world with all the challenges, do all the things you do and do it what seemed to be effortlessly, right? And at the beginning of this year, I gave a message about, first of all, knowing who you are and why you are on this earth. And that's so important. And it ties right into what I'm going to be sharing with you. And so who is this for? As we were asked, as the feedback came through, I had some of my amazing colleagues and friends and followers on all these social media outlets say, is this only for women? Is this only for this and only for that? And so specifically, this one is not only for women. And I really would like for all my friends, I don't care how senior or how junior, or if you're now starting off your bid, especially because this particular program that we put together, that I put together for you, is going to hit for my entrepreneurs. I'm going to say, male, female, no matter where in the world you are, if you're an entrepreneur, I want you to tune into what we're going to talk about. Secondly, who is it for? It's also for individuals who are working and have a career, have career goals, and you're struggling to make strides in your career. So I'm looking for all my friends who are entrepreneurs, business leaders, and even our young folk that are transitioning from college or has already gotten out of college. Maybe you've already gotten a degree, but there's something missing in the connection of you taking either your business or your work, your career to the next level. Listen, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest buzz topics of our modern day, and that is imposter syndrome. Yeah, we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. In 2 weeks from today, we are launching Facing Imposter Syndrome live inside my private Facebook group that's called Fulfillment Fuel. Now, a lot of people talk about, we use the word imposter syndrome. I'm hearing it a lot. And a lot of us don't really know what on earth it truly is. And so when I talk about us coming together to face imposter syndrome, we got to know if it even relates to us, right? Like Dr. Alisa, you said business people, entrepreneur, career, how do I even know what that, I've never even heard the term. Well, let me break it down for you today. Today, I'm not only inviting you, but I want to put a little bit of a buzz in your ears beyond the social buzz of the term imposter syndrome to understand where it came from and how do I know I might be dealing with it, right? How do I know, Dr. Alisa, that I might be dealing with imposter syndrome? So I've got 7 tips to help us overcome imposter syndrome. Let me first tell you that imposter syndrome is way more common than we think. About 70% of us experience imposter syndrome. No, I didn't make that up. That is actually what studies and statistics prove. We experience it at some point in our career, meaning it might not be now, but we may have. In my journey, I realized that at some point I was, because it's almost like I thought I needed the next certificate, the next certification, the next study, the next thing in order for me to feel like I was good enough for that thing. I wanted more information. I wanted more of this. I thought I should be that size, that height before I launched this type of business or step and walking my purpose. And all I was doing was delaying progress. Can anybody relate to me in business, in leadership, in your career, that you are constantly setting yourself benchmarks and saying, when I get here, I will do that. You get there and then you shift the benchmark further. You're like, oh, no. I should have this. So I'm going to start my business in 5 months. I know, May 2023. And May 2023 comes and you've done all the things you said you needed to do in order to do it. But then you're like, nah, I think I need to do something else. Do you know that's about of dealing with imposter syndrome? And then here's another thing. Have you felt like you don't belong? And everyone is going to find out that you don't truly belong and deserve all the things you've achieved, and that you need more to add to it. You see, imposter syndrome is not self-doubt. There's a level of self-doubt that occurs in all of our lives and in all of our minds. Remember, it's how we think, right? It's what we speak, it's what we do, and it's what we become. But you see, imposter syndrome is that chronic level of self-doubt that impedes you from moving forward into what I would say to go high enough to where you're actually meeting your goals. Imposter syndrome can come from a sense of self-doubt, right? It's a higher form though. But instead, it's where you're putting your success and measuring it only to your skills, where you're downplaying your success at some point and you're telling yourself, I was surely lucky. Or someone congratulates you, like, I tried, and you're not sure. What does it take for us to be in a place of confidence, to be able to boldly go forward with what we want in life, and understand that if we do fail, right, that we are going to innately decide within ourselves, we're still going to get up and try, and we're not going to make excuses, and we're not going to have to put on any fake mask or personas to do so. That just me, Alisa Whyte, I'll give you all my legal names, I'm enough, and that everything that I've done and the work I've put in is enough to be in the position that I am and do what I know I was created to do. What does it take? And why am I dealing with something called imposter syndrome? And you're like, Dr. Lisa, all right, wait a minute. All right, it sounds like me a little bit, but I want to give you 5 patterns that you can see in yourself that might give you that clue that I am dealing with it, or I've been in a severe area in my path at this point where imposter syndrome is taking full grip of me, or I am coming out of a season where it was so big on me, but I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure, Dr. Lisa, how do I navigate away from it, take it, face it head on, and step over it so I can move into living my best life. I'm living my best life. All right. So number 1, are you dealing with perfectionism? No. I'm not talking about the spirit of excellence here. See, I used to confuse the two. I definitely am blessed and honored that I have a spirit of excellence within me, and by all means, it doesn't matter how small a task or how insignificant the task or how insignificant the group person that I'm working with. I want it to be excellent. That is not perfectionism. Excellence is planning and strategizing for optimum results in relation to the goal that you have in front of you for whatever it is in your life, in your relationships, in your job, in your business, in all of it. But perfectionism is where you set high goals for yourself, and the smallest mistake make you feel like you failed. That deep rooted, quiet voice that when it's all said and done, just because one thing was off kilter, you don't know how to focus on the success that you got. That, my dear, is when you're dealing with a dose of perfectionism, and perfectionism is not healthy. I find that a lot of us in the business world, in entrepreneurship journey, say, you know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so that's my perfectionism kicking in. Stop it. Do not endorse that spirit. Do not endorse perfectionism in your life. It will hinder you. Number 2, you attribute your success to luck. You downplay your success because you don't believe you deserve success. You believe you are just lucky. No. If you have gotten up, put the work in, you've gone and gotten a degree, or you put in the hours at work, you put in the hours reading, studying, preparing, and dedicated to show up every time, and you get the results. You're not lucky. And hello, my super spiritual friends. I'm blessed, thank God. Listen, thank God, yes, but you remember when Snoop went up on stage, I think it was at the Grammys, and he said, I want to thank God or whatever, but then I want to thank me for being me. Now, some people will overjudge that, but I'll tell you what he is suffering with is imposter syndrome, because he knew that he has planned, he has worked, he's strategized, and he's here on that stage because when God said, here's your purpose, he said yes, and he didn't stop going after it. So are you suffering with number 1, perfectionism? Are you attributing your success to luck? And then number 3, are you unable to recognize success in and of itself? So like I said, if you're not celebrating your accomplishments and seeing the things that you're doing and accomplishing, and you're more or less looking at the small things that went wrong and worrying that others might see the truth about your skills and your abilities, because you're like, well, I failed here and didn't do it right. Now, if everybody find out I'm really a failure, and that sort of anxiety and unsettled feeling is coming up for you, where you are not able to truly sit and rest in your success for a moment. Honey, we've already got 3: perfectionism, attributing your success to luck, and unable to recognize your success. Are you seeing any parts of yourself here? Could this be where in your mindset self-doubt has taken over to where you're actually becoming a bit of an imposter in your own life? And here's the 4th one, the fear of failure. Are you not taking on the challenges in your business, in your career, in your life, because you're afraid that you'll fail? And let me tell you what that looks like. And I'm gonna tell you. I've heard people tell me in my journey, you're investing all that time and you're not getting all this money, and and I watch and I see that they have a dream and they won't even get up because they're afraid that they would invest the time and money and they would fail, and it's stopping them. How would you ever know? So are you afraid of failing? Thomas Edison said, I did not fail. I just found out 10,000 ways that I know it won't work. So he tried again and again and again. Because fear of failure will put you in a place where you may set challenging your goals to be disappointment. That if those goals fails, you are a failure. You might also take on limited tasks because you want to make sure you stay in that little nice comfort zone where if you fall, you're going to bump into cushion over here and cushion over there and cushion back there. And What are you going to accomplish like that, friend? How is this business idea you have in your head and in your heart going to become a reality? And how is, if you already established a business, how are you really going to be making it into a profitable business if you're just afraid to fail and you're afraid to take that next step? Now, I'm not telling you to be chaotic. I said, you heard me say, is it in your purpose? Number one, are you committed to it? Are you going to be consistent? Are you going to be consistent? And do you believe in yourself and your abilities to be strategic enough to see that it comes to pass? And then the last one that I would give you today to say, here's how you know you might be dealing with imposter syndrome in your life and in your work. It's a difficulty for asking to ask for help. Do you struggle with leaning in for support? Number one, are you coachable? Meaning that if someone who knows better than you is in your presence and say, you know, Dr. Lisa, you went da-da-da-da-da, and this, are you able to find a good mentor or coach? Are you willing to ask them, look, I got this vision, I got this dream, I got this business idea, I need help. Oh, wait. Sometimes we do all that, right? But this journey of entrepreneurship, this journey of growing a business, you can't do it alone. It's hard. You see, a lot of us entrepreneurs come into entrepreneurship because we have a skill, gift that we want to bring to the world. For example, me being teacher, speaker, trainer, coach. Yeah, that's like 4 things, but they all kind of go together. But I'm so passionate about seeing people's life transform and mindsets shifting and old habits breaking and trauma being stepped on and crushed once and for all. And you just being in the moment of me, yes. And then you're like making your goals and your plans, and then you're checking your boxes and you're winning in life, right? That's what I want. But in order to do that, I had to figure out all this technology. We're streaming on 5 platforms right now, and we got websites to build, and we got flyers to make, and we got all the tasks that I didn't necessarily sign up for when I started the journey to follow what God has created me for and to live and do what I believe God has called me to. Those tasks that I don't want to do, I gotta ask for help. And as I grew at a rapid pace, all the opportunities, all the programs, all the different diverse organizations that we get to be a part of, the task becomes more. I've had to say, I need your help. I asked God, I said, send me some people that will stay, that have the same heart and passion. I posted earlier today that we align in vision and mission so that this dream and vision that is so much bigger than me, I can include people. So it's the fear of failure, not only, but the difficulty to ask for help. Asking someone, can you do a small task for me? Can you help me with this website? And I'm not talking about just finding people you pay. I'm talking about asking for help. I'm telling you, man, I suffered with that. I suffered, and I told you it was costing me energy that I could save to deliver a better message, to write a better book, to create a better program that would truly, really help to transform a life. But I couldn't do it on my own. I had to ask for help. So 5 things. Number 1, perfectionism. Number 2, you're thinking and attributing your success to luck. And number 4, you're unable to recognize success. I'm not saying, oh yeah, you clap for everybody. Great job, Dr. Lisa. Great job, Dr. But when it comes to you, like, you downplay it. Number 4, the fear of failure. You're afraid, so you stay inside a comfort zone. And then the difficulty of asking for help. Those are the 5 I got for you today. If you see yourself in this space and it's causing you to get stuck here, because all this is all here. This is why I'm your number one, the mindset disruptor, because I can't move. I can't do anything outside of the way I think. So when we talk about facing imposter syndrome, oh, I get so excited. I'm clapping. I'm clapping for you already. When we face it, we're able to overcome it. So inside our focus group, in Fulfillment Fuel, and if you're already seeing yourself in those 5 things, listen, don't hesitate. Click the link that is above or below this video. I've got it in there. I'm pretty sure I threw it in there. If not, I'm coming back to this live to put it in on all the platforms you're streaming on. If you can see yourself in there, join us. Let's do it together. Let me tell you something. You can take this on by yourself. But remember, I talked about asking for help. Beat the first one. Get help. Let's do it together. Let me and some of my other amazing teammates have been share with you our own journey with imposter syndrome. Let's talk about it together. Inside our focus group, we will have daily parts of this to look at and challenge. Inside our focus group, I will be doing a couple of master classes that will help us to overcome. Inside our focus group, we will open up the book and look at where we're truly at and share our experiences from across the world and take this on so we can create the life that we desire, the businesses that we desire, the platforms that we desire, get the stages that we desire. What we're going to be talking about is those 7 steps. Number 1, acknowledging imposter feelings. Number 2, understanding the roots and the cause of it. Number 3, we will focus on facts and not feelings anymore, because those feelings is what generate thinking. Those past traumas, and the science shows that some of it comes from past traumas, environmental, all these different things. No matter how it started for you, it's here and we want to tackle it. Number 4, we're going to learn how to ask ourselves if that thought helps or hinders us. So we're going for 30 days. And I'm not telling you got to show up somewhere for 30. Just be in the group, do the activities, join in the conversation, do the master classes, connect with me one-on-one for strategy sessions. Inside those 30 days, we're focusing on busting wide open imposter syndrome, kicking it. Number 5, we will reframe our thoughts, own our accomplishments. We will give ourselves credit and enjoy the experience of living, of failing, of winning. Because a lot of us haven't been able to do that. And number 6, we'll be able to access that it is okay to make a flipping mistake once and for all. My goodness, I just told you and reminded you about Thomas Edison. No one great has become great by being perfect all the time. Remember I said perfectionism is a lie that we shouldn't tolerate. We shouldn't tolerate it. We got to kick that. And number 7, how to reach out for support and say thank you. My dears, that's what we're going to be doing, because imposter syndrome can make us feel like we are not good enough, like we don't belong, like we're undeserving of our dreams, of our goals. What are we going to do if we're stuck in a rotation of thoughts and a mindset that says, I'm not good enough for this, so let me prove myself more. I don't have enough of this. I don't belong here. You look around a room and your voice doesn't come out. You're at a table sitting asking for a loan, and your voice, you are going into asking for a loan to launch your business and you don't think you're good enough? They smell that BS. And I'm not talking about the other one. I'm talking about that belief system. I'm talking about that belief system. It's important for us to remind ourselves that learning and making mistakes do not make us a fraud. See, that feeling of imposter syndrome is where we're looking at ourselves as a fraud and not good enough for what we are carrying and who we are. That mistakes makes us human. That failure teaches us how to better strategize empowers us. See, outside of business and the things that I feel that and I've learned about myself and how I move and how I operate, in my personal life, many of you know, I was once married almost 7 years ago. And for a lot of us, we didn't get married to get a divorce. And for a lot of us, imposter syndrome starts there because we start to feel like a failure. We start to feel like we don't deserve anything. We question every single thing about ourselves when we are going through a breakup or a divorce. Because so much of our identity gets tied into what, and rightfully so, if you're in a relationship and a partnership with someone. And again, I will always remind you that the way we are in our personal relationships sometimes is what we see happen in our business relationships. Like Alisa, hey, you're talking about, no. It goes the same. When you start off in a job, you get there with excitement. I saw someone posted a photo of how we look when we're starting off alrighty, and then when we're 3 months in, we're like, oh God, do I have to go to work? It's Monday. Same thing in our personal lives. We have this light and we start to plan our lives to include that person, these people, this job, those relationships. And then it falls apart for whatever reason, especially like I said, in marriages. When it does, you're like, who am I? What am I worth if they left me? If this didn't work out, what do I do? And you feel that feeling, like I said, like you're undeserving, like you don't even belong. And that the dreams you had, it all goes to waste. I met an incredible human a few months ago that said to me, and this is specifically for those who might have started dealing with imposter syndrome at the end of a relationship, said to me, just because that person left, just because that person abandoned the dream and left the ship, doesn't mean that God's purpose for my life changed. It just means that they ain't coming. Did you hear that kind of mindset? Those people I hang around with. So here's the deal. Know that you deserve. God would not put your dream for the business, for the platform, for the career, and for the path and the journey that you have if He didn't put all the things inside you. You might not see it, yes, but I promise you it's there. You might not see the resources and the people right now with those dreams. But if I can get you to understand that it's all within you and it starts here, and you don't have to be an imposter in your own life anymore, then I see you connecting the two and understanding that everything that has happened to you did not happen for you. It's all happening for you. So let's bust this open. It starts October 22nd inside Fulfillment Fuel, my private Facebook group, where we've already had some people in there. We've done some other focus group, but this one is like none other. Because number one, I've become better at creating this and drafting this out to share with you. And this one, many of you here on my platforms asked for. Many of you didn't ask for it specifically by name, but because of the questions you asked, I knew this is what I needed to deliver in this season. My favorite part is that this is sponsored by Fulfillment Empowerment Network. And I'm not going to tell you don't have to invest anything. I'm going to tell you don't have to find dollars. But you're going to need to invest the time because you're worth it. You're worth it to beat the imposter in your head, in your mindset once and for all, and take off. We don't even have full 3 more months because I know we passed the 90 days mark. I posted that earlier this month. So we've got 2 months in 2022. Let's make it count. Let's get ready for 2023. God spare all our lives. Listen, tap the link, register. I want to see, I think the email went out today to everyone on my mailing list. Don't wait for it, just click the link here. I will be sending out more information to you I want to invite you to be a part of the activity. Make sure you register. If you knock on the doors of the group, the private group, we're not going to let you in until you register, because you're going to miss the course material, and we set the stage a couple days before the focus group, and throughout the focus group, the workbook that you're going to get and the handouts, you want to be getting that by mail. So imposter syndrome, we're facing it, we're beating it, and we're going to get our goals. All my entrepreneurial friends, business leaders, all the ones who are ready to take their lives to the next level and not be stopped up here. Until then, remember, my dear friend, that every single thing begins with a mindset, a thought. How are you thinking? What you think is what you will speak. It's what you will do, and it's the results you will get. That's what you will become. I wish you love, light, peace, and blessing. Mwah! Over and out. Dr. Alisa.